For this assignment, I chose the question of what is the life expectancy and income per person for the world's three dominating powerhouses: the United States, Japan, and China. As you see here, in 2013, the U.S. is extremely high, with a life expectancy of 80 years of age, with a total income of around 45,000 per person. Japan is around the 85 years of age mark, with an income of 40,000 per person, and China is at 80 to 75 years of age for most of their population, between the $10 to $17,000 range. If we go back, though, we'll see exactly how we got there. We're going to start this at the 1800s, and we'll see the trend that all three of the countries make. So as we start here, you start to see the U.S. move back and forth around the same age line and around roughly $2,500 per person. Japan slowly moving around, not as much as the U.S. initially. China stays really not moving at all. Then you see them move forward, backwards. China will take a dip here, and that was due to an in-nation war and conflict. The U.S. takes a massive drop in 62, 63, and 64 during the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln. But the U.S. quickly rises from that once the Civil War ends and makes a huge amount of growth. Japan starts moving upwards as well, bouncing back and forth between the low 2000s and 2000s for their income. Both countries, U.S. and all three countries, will take a massive hit during World War I, and for Japan during the Rice Riots as well in 1918. Then everything's during the Great Depression for the U.S., not much changes. Once World War happens, the U.S. continues to skyrocket and continues to grow during the baby boom. In 1945, though, you see Japan take a huge hit. That was when the atomic bomb of World War II was dropped on them. But since then, they have taken an angle in policy changes that will, as you saw earlier, pass the United States. China in 1962 makes some policy changes, and their life expectancy and personal income begins to skyrocket tremendously. The U.S. and Japan, for the most part, tap out there, as we showed before. Japan sits at the 85 years of age range, and the U.S. between 80 and upper 70s, with a higher income but lower life expectancy than Japan. China is right around the same life expectancy for the most part with its people, but personal income is still significantly lower than both countries. However, though, with this current trend and the way that the U.S.'s policies have not been adjusted, Japan will surpass the United States in life expectancy and personal income within the next 5 to 10 years. And Japan and China, with their policies continuing to stay same and updated correctly, they will surpass the United States in life expectancy and in personal income in the next 10 to 15 years.